Okay, I've been off and found a screwdriver. That's the tool you need. The bottom of the capsule retaining screw is slotted for a screwdriver. Just give it an extra half turn and that'll stop the hissing. Now I've noticed that it may just be this particular gun, my own particular one, that does this, but sometimes it doesn't seal if you just do up the thing finger tight. Just watch out for that. I don't think it's a big fault. I think, as I say, it may be this particular one. But if it does it a lot, then I suggest you take it back to whoever sold it to you and say, oi, because I did in fact have one of these and it would not seal at all, and I took it back to the shop that I bought it from, and as there's normal, they give me excellent service and they swapped it straight away. So, and the gun went back to Anics for repair. So just bear that in mind. It is a little bit of a weak point with these guns, is the actual sealing of the capsule against the valve. Right, let's talk about how you put the ammunition in. Well, like I said before, they give you 2 magazines. Each magazine is 22 shots, works on this conveyor belt principle, all of these little capsules here, each one of which takes 1 pellet. To load it, I'll show you how. I'm going to load up some of my favourite CO2 pistol ammo, which are these dynamic triple P pellets. They're made of non-toxic metal, and they work in CO2 pistols extremely well. So in order to load it, you need the little loading tool which they give you with it, which is a very, very clever little device. It's not something I've seen the like of before. You've got an adjustable end on it. I'll just put that near camera so you can see. You can actually make this end stick out more or less. When you get it to the right point, you just tighten up the middle barrel like that, and it's locked. Now, what do you use it for? Well, because of the nature of the magazine, you put the pellet in, and then you use this tool just to push it down all the way. So I shall put another couple in by hand here, and then I shall bring it up to the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So I put that in there like that and push. You can see the difference. Push that in there like that and push, and now they're absolutely seated flat inside the tubes, and each one of them is exactly the same depth. Then you just move the whole arrangement on another few capsules and then fill those up one at a time. Okay, it's a bit tedious, but don't forget you're getting 22 shots out of a magazine, so you don't have to do that this often. Right, I'll just do another 3, then we'll assume that I've done them all. Right, so as I say, put them in by hand, just use the little tool to seat them down. When you're done, just close the little door, and then all you have to do is drop it in the slot in the bottom of the gun, push it home, job done. Now this gun is loaded. So I will take the magazine out again, which interestingly enough, once you put the magazine in, it locks in place. You have to actually cock the gun, as you will see. Right, I've got the gun like that. Still can't remove it. Cock the gun, still can't remove it. Decock the gun, still can't remove it. Quite extraordinary. How the hell do you get the magazine out once you've put it in? Well, it's a good question. You see, I can't cycle the gun through now. It's just completely locked up, which is not a very good thing, is it? No. Okay, I've just opened it like that. Theoretically, my magazine should come out. Now it does. And what the problem is there are some little notches on the sides of on the side of the magazine, and there's a little locking pin inside here. You can actually feel it if you put your finger inside. The idea is to stop the magazine from being withdrawn when it's being fired. Well, that's all well and good, but it doesn't retract sufficiently far to allow you to pull the magazine out easily. You saw how difficult it was for me to get that out. In theory, you're only able to get the magazine out when the gun has the hammer down in a fired condition. But as I said to you before, it's a bit of a peculiarity. I've got it on safe now. Let's put it in. Now it goes click. I pull it like that, and again, it's a hell of a job to get it out. It's just a manufacturing thing, I think. There's just a little bit of too much metal on the little catch, so you really have to give it a good pull. But anyway, ignore that. It's not really a big deal. So the gun is on safe. It has got gas in it. The magazine is out. So trigger doesn't work. Okay. So we're safe. Let's just go through the gun from the top. You've got foresight and the back sight, which have got little inlaid. See that? Little inlaid dots. I don't think they're luminous, but they are white, and in fact it gives it a very nice sight picture. As you can see, it's very easy to line up. So that's a big plus. The rear sight has in fact got, if you can get this in focus, yes you can, there's a little screw in the middle of that. Can you see it? Right, undo that screw and you can adjust the rear sight for windage, backwards and forwards this way. Now I think that's a nice little touch on a gun like this, frankly. Good attention to detail. It has actually got an adjustable rear sight. The foresight is carried on a little carrier here. I don't think you can do anything with that. I think it's just the way it's been made. Basically that's a little piece of plastic, and the foresight is made of plastic. When I say plastic, I'm talking about high quality, probably nylon. It's not just brittle cheap toy plastic, it's decent plastic. And that's how it sits on there, because it's a little moulding. Right, the top slide is similar in design to the real thing. In this case they have decided that they're going to paint it with black gloss paint. Now frankly I think that was a huge mistake, and the reason I say that is even though they've managed to get it to bake off to a very, very nice hard, almost enamel like finish, it's, if you look closely at here, which is where the serrations should be to pull back the slide, well you can see they're completely rounded off because they are filled with paint. The paint layer is very, very thick, so these serrations are not serrations anymore, they're just bumps and ridges, which means that when you try and, if I put that onto fire mode, if I try and cock the gun by pulling the slide back, I cannot do it. The spring is too strong and you can't get a grip on these little ferrules here, these little serrations. You cannot, I had to do it like that. Now that really took a huge effort, and I really had to hold on to that very, very tight. My hand was slipping off, and in fact I scratched myself on the rear sight. So that is actually a bit of a downer. I'm going to put the gun onto safe now and decock it. There you are. You see, even though it's gassed up, it didn't go off because the decocker actually works the way it's supposed to. So having said that, I wouldn't bother trying to cock the gun by pulling the rack back. The spring is way too strong, and as you've seen, well, you can't get hold of the slide anyway. It's just pretty much a waste of time. What I will try and do for you is I will try and actually take the top slide off. Even though the gun's gassed up, I will try and take the top slide off. Now I've cocked it, okay, the gun is cocked, and the takedown is this little button here.